Okay, so this is going to be attempted short shifter installation. The first part is getting off the pieces for your console. This is going to be tricky. I'll try not to break anything here because I really don't want to end up buying it again. I am going to use non-common tools, spatula, plastic spatula, and then I'm going to use a fork. I'm sorry, not a fork, a knife. And then I'm going to coat the knife with some duct tape, and it's going to act as a protectant to the surfaces. Hopefully, we'll see how this goes. The first part is to remove this chrome piece. Then these side panels come off as well. I believe you start from these edges here, and from here and you go on. So let's see how this plays out. Yes, this looks ridiculous, but it works. So I stuck this under here and played with it, and it looks like it's coming out. You see that little wiggling coming in? There we go, it popped right out. So we're going to continue upwards without breaking anything. Okay, so the technique is, once you got this part up, what you want to do is stick your fingers in here, and you want to pull up from this area. Don't pull up from here because you don't want to bend this, possibly crack it. So there's tabs underneath all these, so you just keep on playing with it, and so I'll slowly, gently get this up, and you can see I can got it up over here. I'm going to continue this down. Okay, so you can see that now it's off. Let's look at it from the back. It's got these tabs. So luckily it didn't damage anything. I don't think it's even made out of real metal, I'm not sure. Looks pretty cheesy to me. But anyhow, so now we're left with this, and let's continue with trying to remove these side pieces. Okay, so let's look at this piece here. I stuck the spatula here and just, and pried it open. You can see there's a tab right there, and this in here. There's more, so we're just going to continue doing that. Oh, there goes more right there. Really not much pressure, and you want to pull from where the tab is. Don't never pull from the end, because I'll just end up snapping something. So I'm going to continue doing this on this side, and hopefully we can get this off. Okay, I didn't break any fingers yet, so we're on here, and we're just basically going to pull back, and boom, it is off. This piece looks a little better than the trim. No broken tabs that I can see, which is great because I don't want to spend whatever it costs to buy one of these. And put that aside, and see these metal tabs here. Got this little plastic piece in here, and just keep that in there so it doesn't fall off. Okay. All right, let's do the other side. Okay, you might have to play with the glove box coming open, and basically you do the same thing. See all the tabs here. And just basically when the end will just slide right off. It really wasn't that difficult. Again, let's check for any damage. No damage. Again, I just can't believe a car like this, north of 100 grand, and they held down with plastic pieces. Whatever happened to screws? That's why this car, which I'll be honest with you, compared to some others I've had, there's a lot of vibration from like the door panels, from the speakers, which I might have another project on that, because trying to figure why does the bass cause the door panels to rattle so much. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyways, so we're this far. You can see how it looks, and let's figure out how to take these pieces off. This piece right here. Okay, so I guess there's a gasket over this. This gasket just comes up to here. Okay. And I guess this thing is supposed to come off somehow. Let me figure it out a little bit before I shoot more video. Okay, so this gasket goes over like this, and then you basically grab it and just yank up from one side, and this is how far I got it here. Let me play with it some more. Look, it goes, and boom. So if you got the wire back there, disconnect that and put it aside. You might want to later, before putting this all together, and clean it up nice with some cleaning solution, so this stuff looks good before you put it back in. Okay, this plug on here is actually pretty hard to pull off. Do not pull it from the wires. So what you want to do is wedge something in that crack in there and wiggle it out. So I'm going to do that with a butter knife. You can probably use a screwdriver too. Here's a switch. Panel off. Be perfect time to install some missile launchers right here. I think they'll look great. Okay, so this is the next piece that came off. I mean, this came off pretty easy. There's the tabs right there. I'm not even sure if you're supposed to take this off, but I'm gonna just take it off anyways and put it aside. So, and then next thing is we're gonna attack the shift boot, which looks like there's a tab underneath here and a tab underneath there. And then I'm trying to figure out how this works. Maybe take this off completely, put that aside. Okay. I hope I didn't break anything. There we go. No. Okay. And there you go. 2 tabs in there. It's all held on by tabs. It's incredible how they built this thing. All right. So here's how far we are. Now we're gonna remove the head unit. There's 2 bolts on each side here. Not sure how I'm going to access that one right there. What's the deal with that? It's like right behind there. Yeah. There's 2. There's a shift mechanism. Now, I don't know, in one of the forums they were saying you have to mark something. I don't know something in here you have to mark, so I got some touch-up paint which I'm going to use as a marking tool, so you can put something back exactly how it was. You also have to figure out how to take the shift knob off. So I'm going to have to figure this out here, and then I'll continue. So far it's not looking too bad. I mean, you should be able to do this. Most people are saying 2 hours. I'm just doing this on Thanksgiving Eve, so I really don't care. And if it takes 5 hours, whatever. But I just wanted to share this with you guys so you guys don't freak out and, you know, pay the dealer $500 to install this if you know how to use it, you know, if you know how to pull tabs, you know. So, all right, I freaked out for no reason. Those things come right off. They're barely held in there. They just slide right in. So now you can access it. And the tool you will need, if you do not have, is a T25 Torx, which you can pick up anywhere. That's like, this is looking like a pain in the ass, and we got all these wires back here. Probably want to disconnect to take this unit off, so be careful, don't pull on the wires, play around with them, and hopefully you can get them all off. I'm gonna try to hold this here without any towels like they recommend, and see what I can do. Okay, so the shift knob, how do you take that off? Basically, you grab it from the base and you twist counterclockwise, about 1/4, and you'll hear it click. And now apparently it's loose. So then I assume you have to just yank it up to get it out. So I'm going to figure out how that happens. Yes, indeed. You just pull it right up. Just, you know, put your hand here, get some leverage, and just pull right up. You don't have to do anything crazy. And there you go. There's a shift. All right, let's talk about the various pieces I took off. So the head unit came off. These plugs, basically, what you want to do is, you see this little tab right there? You need to press on that and pull them out. Use a screwdriver of some sort if you need leverage. I decided to use some gloves now because I started getting my hands all beat up. This piece right here has this little clip part that comes out like this, and then it pulls out. So that's pretty simple. And then it clips on these as well. You see a little tab right there. You press on it. Okay. So let's see what else we have. This unit was just pulled right out. You just stick your hand behind here and you just yank it and it'll come right out. And there was 2 connectors on here. Right down here, they're sitting. And there's this little angular clip that you need to do to get it undone. Okay, so that's that. Ashtray. That was very simple. Okay, so it was sitting in here, and all you do is push forward and unclip, pull right out. Recommend not having any change in here. Mine went all over the place. Okay. Next is this guy right here. There's a connector in the back, so we're going to undo that. Next thing what we're going to do here is bolts on this plastic piece right here is going to come out. So bolt there, bolt there, bolt there, bolt there. So this is going to come off, and we're going to see what we're going to do next. Okay, so they discovered 2 more screws, one right here on this side and another one right there. I'm having a little bit of problem getting this out. Doing a little of this, so I'm gonna play with it. Looks like it's free from everything. There's no more screws that I see, but it's still not giving out. Okay, so I got it off. This is what you do. You basically stick your screwdriver right here and push this out a little bit, and then you pull straight out and it'll come off. So basically these 2 tabs right here on the sides, let me show you here, this thing and that, we're putting pressure on this, keeping it in place. There's a little groove right here that might be sticking in there, so that's all you need to do. Okay. This piece right here, do not yank on it. Basically, it's a little tab that sits in there. I ended up breaking it because I put a screwdriver and try to pull it out. No big deal. You can just, this piece of plastic, you can just probably put a little bit of super glue and put it back in there on the new one. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts we're going to undo to take the shifter off. Okay, so this is a very tricky part. At first I was looking at these things, trying to undo these things. You can't do anything there. You're supposed to set where the shift cable is in neutral. This is neutral. I put some tape on there kind of showing where it sits at neutral. These things, you're like, what goes on here? It's kind of tricky, right? So basically I just pushed this thing forward and it started turning. So let's go do it here real quick. See, you can see there's a little spring there. You push forward, it turns just like that. Very strange, right? Okay, so you see where it's sitting. We want to put it exactly on those same notches. Now one way you can do it is with paint. Another way we can do it is with we can just count down how many notches there is, but I think paint should work. So I believe it just lifts right off. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now we're going to do the 4 bolts after marking it with tape and a little bit of paint. You can do both just to make sure. I think we should be good. Those 2 bars just lift right off. And here's another shot from up here. And we're going to do these 4 bolts, and that should be it. Okay, so now we can see this with the bolts loosened. Just to let you know, you may want a socket wrench because you might not have enough torque with a small driver like this. So what I did is I got a Torx bit and I put it on a flathead like this, and it did the exact same job. Just need the extra torque, otherwise, unless you're like really strong or something. Okay, so what's going to happen now is we're going to lift this off. And the whole point is we don't want to we need to put this back in its original spot. That's the trick. So you probably want to put your piece of tape on the ends here, which I didn't do. So let me go ahead and do that, because I don't want to put it in the wrong spot, mess everything up. Okay, so you can see now I took those off. Basically I just pulled up on these and it came off, and now I've got this whole unit loose here. See if there's anything else. Okay, there's another connection right here. So with this wire that goes around, let's not break this one. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it hopefully maybe forward. So I want to come, because this thing is holding on to it. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get this thing off from the back by squeezing it. Okay, here's with it off. You know what? You're not gonna get these off without breaking them. It's just not possible. So I'll just have more zip ties on hand and just zip tie back on there to the new one. As disappointing as that sounds, I just don't see another way to take these off without breaking the ends. They're just in there too tight. And all it is a fancy zip tie. So the new one goes in now. Okay, you can see the new zip tie on there. So basically ran through the old one because I couldn't save the old one. So new zip ties, and we're gonna, so this is the new one, and we're gonna bolt this right back up, put these back in place and bolt everything back together. Hopefully don't miss any connectors. There's so many of them and so many bolts. Okay, so since you had the tape on there, now you know where exactly it goes, and you put it back on, and then you just close up shop by turning these things back. Now, how was that done? I don't remember, but I think it's just turns to lock it into place somehow. I'll have to figure that out right now. Okay, so you turn it clockwise like this and basically locks them in. This guy over here, counterclockwise, locked it in. Okay, and shifter cables are exactly where it was, and we're good to go. Take the tape off and you're done here. Make sure you tighten these bolts for this. If you want to put some Loctite on there, it won't hurt. I just use some, just put a dab of touch-up paint, almost the same thing as the Loctite, and tighten them as best you can, and we'll go on from there. Alright, here's our progress, putting everything back together. It's looking good. Remember all the connections behind the stereo, this piece, the connection to this. This is going to go to the control panel. Definitely, I can already see an improvement in the clicking. It's very solid. It feels more notchy. You can see the throw is definitely shorter. Can you do this in an hour? If you're really quick, yes. But why? You know, 2 hours really with this video, you should have zero problem doing this. An excellent mod as far as I can tell so far, and from what people have said. And the part is literally like, I think I will put up the part number, but it's somewhere around 250 bucks or so. And it's, I guess this with a heavy weighted shift knob would be the ultimate setup. So I think this will conclude my mod video for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Please subscribe, and we'll make more videos. Thank you. Okay, putting back the shift knob. So what you want to do is you want to bring it down, and then you want to find the position where it will twist counterclockwise. So you're just twisting this part right here. So you bring it down, and then you find the slot so that you can twist it, and you'll see a fourth of a click. And if it's positioned correct, this is going to be parallel with everything else. So you want to make sure you do that and have it loose. You might as well put some leather conditioner on this while you have it. And if you want to do a shift knob change, I'll do that one later. Keeping this for now until I get a new shift knob. But it's pretty much that. And then simply bring it down so that those clips go behind. Let's make sure this clip is clipped down. Okay. Okay, so this is in. This goes in, and then what you want to do is just. Okay, so maybe it's all the way around. Okay, so first the front goes down, I guess. Okay, so the front goes down first. Again, I'm figuring this out with you guys. And then you want to bend these to go behind like this. And then I believe that should do it. Let me see if any. It's hard to do this with one hand. Right? Am I missing something here? Right? Let's just take this. I'll just make sure. Okay, so. Oh shit! Broke the tab. Not good. Actually, that's not a big deal because all it does is grip from the bottom. So I guess the technique is this. It's not the front first. Okay. So the technique is these go in like that. So just like that. Okay. And then the fronts clip in like that. And it's held in place. It shouldn't come up, which it's not. This part goes in like that. Yeah, I don't know, not a very good design, I'd say. Kind of cheesy, but whatever. All right, here it is installed. Shift knob on there. Definitely more notchy. You want to do this if you want it notchy. Might not be for everyone, I don't know. It's not as smooth as the original. So anyways, once it goes back together, everything feels more tight and it's good. So like 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it.